Motivation. How often does motivation feel like you are grabbing onto water? No matter how hard you try, motivation just seems to slip through your fingers just like water. So in this video, I'm going to show you seven steps that you can take to feel more motivated more often. Motivation comes from the word motive, and that means three things: your wants, your needs, and your desires. So, what are the 7 things that I referred to earlier that can assist you, 7 must-knows that can assist you in being more motivated more often? Well, here we go with number 1. So step number 1 is to identify your main areas of life. What are the areas that make up your life? That could be 4, 6, or 8, just basically areas that you spend time in. And step number 2 is laser focus. Just focus on one area in which you want to experience greater levels of motivation. Step number 3 is get perspective. Think about that area in which you want to increase greater levels of motivation and reflect and review on the past. Think about the prior 12 months. Think about what's worked, what hasn't worked, what you could do differently, what you could do better. And then preview the following year or the following 6 months or 12 months. Identify the things that you want to achieve. Identify, areas where you need to learn, areas in which you need to grow. Things that are going to assist you in being that very best version of yourself in this area of your life. Step number 4 is to identify who do you want to be. What identity in this area do you want to create? What do you stand for? In essence, what do you want to believe about yourself is tied into your identity. Step number 5 is to find out what has already been done. So what do I mean by that? So if you want to build an identity in this area, let's say for example, using your area of health and well-being, and you want to be an exerciser, well, think about the experience from past that actually was evidence to let you know that you were an exerciser. So what did you do? Get a list, get a criteria of things you did that let you know, that was evidence to let you know that you were an exerciser. Or ask yourself this question: what would an exerciser do? Get evidence is step number 5. Step number 6, once you got that evidence, once you got those little steps, those little things that you either did when you had that identity in this area of your life, or what someone else does or has done in the past that's linked to this area of your life, that's linked to identity, that's linked to being, get the list, take one thing, just one of those things, and do a little thing often. Small steps, bit by bit, habit by habit. And finally, step number 7, is make sure you reward and in turn rewire. So each time you do that little one thing that's linked to the identity, that's linked to this area of your life, that's going to raise that level of motivation in this specific area, make sure you allocate time to reward yourself. That could be just a conscious acknowledgement or literally some sort of physical reward, which will help hardwire the changes that you're making step by step, day by day, week by week. So what will happen if you take on these 7 must-knows of motivation? Well, naturally your motivation will improve, and the reason why it improves is because of progression. It's these small progressive steps linked to these 7 must-knows that will build your sense of self-confidence and self-belief. So be one of the few who do, act. Make sure you act on these 7 must-knows and experience the benefits of greater levels of motivation in this specific area of your life.